When people decide to worship their pastor instead of worshiping God, this kind of thing can play out. Hi guys, you're watching Chiki series. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. I quite appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing by clicking on the red subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon, that way you get notification whenever I upload a new video. So I want to say a big thank you to my friend Affirmations and Manifestations for sending me this video. She has a lot of good stuff going on her channel. So guys, please kindly support her and let her know you're coming from here. So the video she shared with me is about the shocking revelation by Busola Dakolo, a photographer and the wife of a famous singer, Nigerian famous singer, Timi Dakolo, on how Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo, the senior pastor of Commonwealth of Zion Assembly in Abuja, Nigeria, forced himself on her and had carnal knowledge of her at age 16. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she leveled heavy allegations against this guy, Biodun Fatoyinbo, and his church, Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, and how they operate. Actually, I've never been a fan of this Biodun Fatoyinbo because I know he's one of these prosperity preachers in Nigeria and he's always in the news for wrong reasons. The video is a bit hard to watch because she started by saying how her sisters introduced her to Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, then it was Divine Delight Club, as at that time she was still in secondary school in gifted school Suleja. So when she would come home, she would attend the church in a lorry with her sisters, but her mind was not really into that because she believed that their way of worshiping is different from her, coming from a very conservative background of tying scarf and praying solemnly, in which in this group is not the case. And later the group was transformed into a church by name Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, and she and the sisters continued attending the church, and they became so close to the pastor that they took the pastor as part of their family. Even the pastor used to come to their house. And she, coming from a polygamous home, even made her to trust the pastor more and also see this pastor as a male figure in her life. But unfortunately, the pastor was not taking it that way, in as much as he was already engaged as at the time they met. She never knew that the guy was thinking of a way to take advantage of her. So on this fateful day, when the mom had already traveled, she was at home with her sister, and the house is a very big one, whereby somebody in another room, we don't know when something is happening to another person in the next room. This Biodun guy came around 6 or 7 a.m. to her house and tapped on the door. So when she looked out, it happened to be the pastor. So she was wondering what he'd be doing at her house by that time of the morning. So she came down and opened the door for him, and she was in her nightgown. According to Busola, Biodun never said a word. Only thing he did was to push her into a chair and force himself into her. I was just wondering what kind of boldness is this? How could he be so comfortable to be doing this kind of thing in somebody else's house? And the part that is even most annoying is that after the whole act, he told the lady that he should be grateful that he was the one that did this to her. Actually, he never stopped there. He had another ugly incident that happened between two of them. When she went to babysit for the wife, when the wife put to bed, I think they take turns in their church to babysit. Then when it was her own turn, she went, and after that, when he was trying to drop her at the house, he allegedly had a quick one with her inside the car on the roadside. It is so sad and heartbreaking that some parents have failed in their roles in taking care of their children. They leave everything in the hands of the pastor. In some families, if you want to leave home without your parents questioning your whereabouts, just tell them that you're going to the church or you have an appointment with the pastor. Nobody talks about it. Even when you come back, nobody follows you up to know what really transpired or asks for the feedback from whatever you've done with the pastor. So, my dear parents, take very good care of your children. Try to follow your child up to know what is really happening around her in her life, or your son's life, what is happening in his life. Some of these pastors should be placed on a pedestal, worship and adore, because right now some people worship their pastor instead of God. It will shock you that some of them, when you look at what they do in the dark, behind closed doors, it will marvel you. Some of them are predators, and predators are very close home than you think. Whether you like it or not, most often predators can be found within your family members, even in churches, among your pastors, so one needs to be very careful. Parents should be able to separate their parental roles from their religious roles and leave pastors with their pastoral roles. There are some things that happen in Nigerian churches that when I hear, I'll keep wondering, like this bit she talked about taking care of the baby. I don't understand why a parent should leave her daughter or her teenage daughter to go to a pastor and spend the night all in the name of taking care of a baby. Is she a baby nurse? In the first place, there is gross abuse going on in churches because I can't understand the reason Why a pastor should use the church members as domestic servants? What is happening here? Can somebody explain to me? Are we still in the time of slavery? Anyway, I digress. Let me go back to Timi and Busola's story. It is actually now I can understand Timi Dakolo's post that he put up about 1 month ago, which reads, from Ilorin to Abuja to Lagos to Dubai to Port Harcourt to London and any city he visits, your pastor is leaving a trail of broken women. Practically, when he put up this post, most people never knew who he was talking about. It's only few people who know the story and the pastor, and that was how they allegedly came for them, Timmy and the wife, spreading their own narrative, saying that Busola was sleeping around with different men in a lorry, that he should check the DNA of his children. This actually triggered her to share her story to the whole world and also encourage people who are passing through the same situation. Then for those other group of people who are telling him, touch not my anointed, he's my pastor, because it's very common in Nigeria, whenever you talk about a pastor, the gullible ones will keep telling you, touch not my anointed. He responded saying, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. They have used that line to scam us well. How we carefully uproot a scripture and give it an interpretation that suits us without actually knowing the context with which it was said. Both the congregation and the pastor are very much anointed. Jesus did not die two separate deaths, one for the pastor and one for the congregation. I commend her courage for coming out to share her story and also applaud the husband for giving her his support, because most often it's very difficult for a married woman to come out to share this kind of story, considering a conservative society that promotes silence around sexuality. And this culture of silence in the society is part of the greatest problem we have concerning anything that has to do with social, religious, and cultural issues. In short, as a woman, you don't have a voice. People are afraid to come out to talk because they will say, oh, she's a woman, why is she talking about it? Some of the women will even come for you to tell you, why are you saying it? You're not ashamed of yourself. You're coming to share this kind of story in public. Even on the comment section, I saw some women attacking her. Some people never even believed her. But I'm not telling you guys to believe her, but at least if somebody is sharing her story, you'll be able to have empathy with her first before you go into digging to understand what really transpired. However, this pastor has got this pattern of allegation trailing his name. A couple of people have come out to share their stories concerning their sex escapades with him. Most often, some of these pastors that are involved in one scandal or the other, I'm not comfortable with them, because this Biodun of a guy has once been involved in a scandal with Ese Walter. This lady in 2013 came up with lots of allegations against Biodun Fatoyinbo on how he manipulated her and he was sleeping with her in London, and nobody paid attention to her. Instead, people were calling her evil woman, saying she seduced the pastor. Shortly after this incident, she married Benny Ark, an on-air personality, and the marriage was blessed with 2 children. However, they're no longer together at the moment. So from these two stories, from Ese and Busola's story, the only thing that is common for me is an alleged manipulation. The point where the pastor was talking about grace, which means they twist the Bible to favor them. Whatever they want to do, they find a way to interpret this Bible to favor their actions. He did something, and at the end of the day, he came back to say, whatever you've done, grace of God covers you. Nigeria being the type of country it is, where everything goes, nobody bothers to make investigation behind any allegation to know what is really happening, so that we're able to protect our teenage girls, because most often, some of these pastors take advantage of these vulnerable teenage girls. And this has been going on in Nigeria for a while now, and nobody cares to investigate what is really happening to find a way to protect our teenage girls, because broken teenagers are equivalent to broken adults, and this make up unhealthy society. Just like I said earlier, once a pastor starts having allegations against him and he has a lot of stories around his name, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Just like a case of Apostle Suleiman and Stephanie Otobo. Till date, I'm not even sure how the case ended. The only thing I heard was that Stephanie's mom asked her to drop the case because it was alleged that Apostle Suleiman was threatening them. Honestly, this kind of despicable act has to be condemned within our society. And looking at the comments, I've realized that some of Nollywood actors and actresses have weighed in on the matter, which is quite commendable. And I'm going to read out some of the comments that stand out to me. So, Stella Damasus wrote, I'm in tears right now. Just got off the phone with someone I've known for 15 years. She had the same experience with this same pastor. The details of her experience were so shocking. She told people around him, but they all suppressed it. Are people still doubting this incident? And Banky Wellington also wrote, at Busola Dakolo, this was so hard to watch. I'm so sorry you went through this nightmare, but I'm so proud of you for sharing your truth. You did not speak up for yourself alone, but for all the voiceless victims who have suffered similar horrors at the hands of predators like him. sending love, light, and support your way. We are standing by you and at Team Dakolo. God bless, protect, and strengthen you. Stay strong. You are incredible. Hashtag unbroken, hashtag unchained, hashtag I stand with Busola. Full video on YouTube. He also copied Biodun Fatoyinbo on Instagram. So at the end of the day, Biodun Fatoyinbo came up with a press release together with his church where he denied all the allegations. This is a two-page document, so I'm gonna start with the third paragraph. You can read along with me, or better still, you can pause the video and read at your own convenient time. Unlike previous statements where innuendos were used and there was no direct mention of myself or the church, the recent video released on YouTube has now made direct criminal allegations against me in the interview granted by Busola Dakolo, which are fallacious, non-existent, and which are all denied in every measure. As an individual and as a church, we love and support people and we never condone any form of abuse, harassment, or intimidation of anybody. I've never in my life hurt anybody, even as an unbeliever, and I'm absolutely innocent of this. As you can see, it's a very long write-up, so I'll fast forward to the middle section, which I'm really interested in, where he said that we will also not stand for false criminal allegations made against me or the church. The leadership of the church and I have briefed our lawyers to commence criminal and civil actions against all individuals making such false allegations, whether directly or by proxies. We will, as a church, pursue every measure within the ambit of the law to bring the culprits to justice. We have heard, and we will not be surprised to see more of such allegations by people who have been paid to continue in this line of blackmail, harassment, and extortion, including those who may have been dismissed from their duties in the church on disciplinary grounds. So this is Biodun Fatoyinbo's reply to all the allegations, and I wish the law will take its full course and let the justice reign. But unfortunately, I know our justice system is whack. I don't know how she's going to get justice anyway. The major problem we have in Nigeria is religion. Pastors and politicians are killing Nigerians gradually. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but I want to let you know the truth. Honestly, I will tell you this. Most of people are mentally enslaved. They don't know their right from their left. They believe that once they're born again, everything will fall at their beck and call. Some people don't even work again. They believe in miraculous money, according to Pastor Chris Oyakilome's teaching. Sometimes I keep asking myself, did white men do any mistake by bringing religion to Africa? Because even the white men who brought this religion, they work their ass off to make their ends meet, pay their taxes and pay their bills. All their system is functional. The churches are mostly into charity work, helping the poor, assisting the vulnerable people. Even churches pay taxes because the government take their own cut. That's what they use to run the country. The earlier religion is regulated in Africa, the better for all of us. You guys might come here to call me names, but that's fine. I don't care. That's their own bloody opinion, and you're entitled to it. I'm gonna sign off here. Stay healthy and safe. Let me know what you guys think about religion in Africa and how some of these pastors take advantage of their members. You can share this video if you like it, and remember to subscribe if you've not done already, and I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye.